A knock at the door at midnight is unsettling. A knock from a child at midnight is something else entirely.
This is Lost Signals, and what you're about to hear has never been fully explained.
In January 1998, a journalist named Brian Bethel was sitting in his car in a parking lot in Abilene, Texas. It was late. The lot was empty. He was writing a check by the glow of a nearby movie theater. Two boys appeared at his window. They looked young, maybe 9 or 10, dressed simply. Nothing unusual about them at all. One of them knocked on the glass. Brian rolled the window down slightly. The boy spoke calmly. He said they needed a ride home. They had missed the movie. They just needed to get back. Brian's hand moved toward the door handle, and then he stopped. Something was wrong, a pressure in his chest. He looked at the boys again. Their eyes were completely black. No whites, no iris, just black. He drove away without saying a word. 3 years later, a woman in Portland reported something similar. She was home alone on the 3rd floor of her apartment building. At 11 p.m., she heard tapping on the glass. She assumed it was a branch. She pulled back the curtain. A child was standing on the outside of the window ledge, 3 floors up, facing her directly. A girl, around 8 years old, eyes completely black. The girl said nothing. She raised one hand and pressed it flat against the glass. When the woman finally looked again, the ledge was empty, but the handprint was still there. On the outside of the glass, 3 floors up, where nothing should have been able to stand. The encounters that end badly share one thing in common. Someone let them in. A couple in rural Michigan reported a knock on their door in 2007. 2 children standing in the rain, asking to come inside to use the phone. The husband felt the dread immediately. He told his wife not to open the door. She opened it anyway. She said later she had felt compelled, like the decision was already made before she made it. The children entered. They did not ask for the phone again. They stood in the hallway and said nothing. Then they left, without a word. The following morning, every photograph in the house had been turned face down. Every single one. Nothing else had been disturbed. They always ask. They never force entry. We just need a ride. We just need to use the phone. We just need to come inside for a moment. The fear arrives before the mind understands why. Witnesses describe dread as a physical sensation before they ever notice the eyes. They cannot enter without permission.
And they are patient.
In 2012, a 911 call was made in rural Ohio. A man reported 2 children standing in his driveway. He said something was wrong with their appearance. He stayed on the line. Then he went silent for several seconds. They are looking directly at the camera above the garage. Both of them. Still not moving. Officers arrived 11 minutes later. The driveway was empty. Security footage showed 2 figures standing at the edge of the driveway for 4 minutes and 17 seconds without moving. The footage degraded during that window, but the eyes were visible in 3 frames. No further investigation was ever opened. They do not break windows. They do not force locks. They stand outside in the dock and they ask. Somewhere tonight, someone is going to hear a knock at their door, a small voice, a simple request, and they are going to feel that pressure in their chest before they understand why. The only question is what they do next. Subscribe to Lost Signals, because this is only the beginning.